this assignment, we're going to be looking at 3 tasks and 4 questions. So our first task for this assignment says we need to prove the admin user has sudo privileges. So to do that, we want to navigate to the admin user. So we say sudo, we say dash admin, enters. We have to provide our password, here. So now, how do we prove that this admin user has sudo privileges? So we want to do ID admin, and then here we can see that it's part of the sudo family, so it has sudo privilege. Our next task number 2, how can we display the content of our welcome file? So to do that, we want to use a cat command. So let's first show you our welcome file. So this is our welcome file. So to display the content, we use a cat command. It says welcome. We say we give the cat command, and then we have to specify the file name, which is welcome. So there you have it. These are the contents of our welcome file. Now our third task says we need to prove that our Ubuntu server is up to date. How do we do that? We will issue this command, the sudo app update. So sudo app update, what it does is that it checks for available updates. If there's any, it download it, and then you have the opportunity to do your upgrade. But if your system is up to date, it tells you that all of your packages are up to date. So we hit enter, it checks, in return all packages are up to date because our Ubuntu server is up to date. Now we come to the questions, right? So the first question says, how do the main and info pages help Linux administrators? Now, the main page or the info pages, they are very important to system administrators because they provide detailed informations or explanations and examples for system administrator to use and be able to utilize the full potential of the Linux or the Ubuntu environment. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the main page. You can see it is listed in order. It is more detailed. You have the name, right? You have synopsis, you have description, you even have examples, right, of the various main command, right? And then you have overview. So these are instructions and concise syntax that system administrator can use and be able to, you know, better manage their system. So that's the importance of this page. Want to quit and look at the next question. The next question says, what are the 2 modes of the V editor? So the V editor has 2 modes according to the question, right? So the first mode is the command mode, and the second mode is the insert mode. So when you just open V, the first page you are greeted with is the command mode. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So we say V, we want to use our file, our welcome file. Now this page is the command mode, right? In this command mode, we can navigate, we can delete and copy and stuff like that. But we cannot do editing. So if we want to edit, all we need to do while we are on this page is to hit R on our keyboard. Now we are in the editing mode. So you can see we can tap here, right? Good. So once we done with our editing and we want to save it, so we can hit escape. Escape takes us back to command mode, and then we can hit column and say WQ and enter. So that saves our work that we just edited. Now the third question says between V and Nano Editor, which one I would prefer? Well, with all honesty, I prefer Nano Editor because Nano Editor makes editing much simpler than the V editor. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do nano and also make use of our welcome file. So you can see this is a nano editor, right? You see all of the various instructions are listed below, unlike the V editor. So another thing here is once you enter the nano editor, you can start to edit right away. So I can tap now and say the boy is mine, right? You see there. And then when I'm done, I can hit Control O to save my changes, right? So I can say Control O, it will save my changes. Now it's asking me if I want to change the name of the file. If I just want to keep it that way, sure, I can hit enter. It says if I want to exit, I just hit Control X and then I'll be out of that editor. That's the reason why I prefer my Nano editor. Now the next question is we should explain, why the environment and user variables are important. So the user variable, the environment and user variables are important because they define the system and the user behavior. So like the environment variables talks about the path, the home, and the shell, right? These are control programs that run. And then the user variable, they store custom values for scripts and they can ensure consistencies and flexibility across all sections. So this is it for this assignment. We cover our questions, we talk about the main page, we talk about V editor, and we said that we prefer nano editor for V editor. We explained about environment user variables, and then for our tags, we prove that the admin user is part of the pseudo family, and then we also display the content of our welcome file, and then we prove that our server is up to date. Thanks for watching.